We got Gordon GG Gebert on the show with us. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. We have the CEO, National Pickleball League, President, Pickleball Television Network. Welcome to the show, Gordon.
Yeah, cool. And you forgot Slam Master also.
Yeah, Slam Master's right. So let's start there. So tell us a bit about your career as a rock and roll keyboard player and how it led you to the sport of pickleball in general.
Yeah, my whole life that was my livelihood. Professional musician, played with the best bands, most famous bands in the world. It was really cool. I toured the world. Worked with Ace Frehley from Kiss, Motley Crue, a band called Angel. They were on Casablanca Records also. I got so many credits. Marty Ballin, Jefferson Starship. So toured the world, did a lot of recording and everything, and that I really loved performing live. You know, that was my real true love is performing, and it transfers to pickleball. We'll get into that after. I did that for years and years and years, and now I have tinnitus. People pronounce it two different ways. And it's ringing in the ears, and it's constant. And I had to retire from performing live. So I get in the studio every once in a while. I could still record, but yeah, that was my livelihood and love was performing live, and I can't do it anymore because of the ears.
Hey, there's different eras for everything. All right, that's why y'all pick up pickleball, because there's a different era. We're trying to still do different things. So how did that lead you to pickleball?
So my brother introduced me to pickleball down in Florida, down in Port St. Lucie. And I had no clue what it was. I probably have the same story as everybody else. Somebody dragged me on the court and they said, let's play pickleball. And they're going, what the hell is that? You know, what kind of name is it? I didn't even know it was a game. I didn't even know it was, and my brother goes, we're going to go play pickleball. I go, play pickleball? What are you talking about? Right? So he brings me on a court down in Port St. Lucie, and I could imagine how I frustrated the hell out of all these other guys that were experienced, you know. And my brother introduced me to a bunch of guys and says, "Oh, he's athletic. He'll catch on quick," you know. And I was terrible. I was Jerry Lewis on the court. I didn't know the rules. The kitchen, caught on a little bit. But then I came home to Connecticut. And I Googled pickleball and trying to find it in my area in Greenwich, Connecticut, Stamford. I was in Stamford at the time. And a woman named Betsy Underhill was the ambassador of pickleball in the area.
Awesome.
And my girlfriend and I, we went, and her brother and sister-in-law, all of them, we all went down to a school to learn how to play pickleball. And Betsy Underhill taught me. And I said, and I was on a mission. I said, really teach me how to play pickleball. And she goes, you sound passionate about it. I said, yeah, I want to go down and kick my brother's ass.
Shout out to all the Betsies in every neighborhood in America, right? There's a Betsy in every neighborhood, in every single small town, on every recreational park in every bit of America. Shout out to Betsy.
Yeah, it's wonderful what these, the ambassadors do and everything. So I was hooked on playing. I and it was like my exercise, So I was playing at one time, when I started playing pickleball, I was playing I found like 4 different places to hop to all throughout the day. So I was playing in the morning for 2 hours. The afternoon, I was playing for 2 hours. Late afternoon, playing 2 hours, and then finding a place in the evening. And this guy named Bob Bull, he was a real good tennis player, and he was doing the pickleball program at the Yvonne Lendl place that we had in Bedford, New York. And he says, you're going to blow yourself out. You're playing way too much. And I said, I want to get really good at this. It was just like everybody else's experience. Is very addictive.
Yeah, every rock and roll player needs to have something they're addicted to, right? So I guess yours transferred to pickleball, which is a healthy addiction.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I never did drugs.
There you go, just pickleball.
And the bands I played with, they had some bad reputations. I never even smoked pot, so it was weird. So
pickleball's the new drug.
So yeah, I remember everything. The other guys don't remember the tours and everything.
So you've clearly transitioned, and a lot of people are transitioning from one career into the pickleball market. If you had to give any advice to anybody that's moving, whether it's into coaching, being a player, an entrepreneur, do you have any advice for those people?
Yeah, I mean, just stay with, just like anything, stay with the passion, right? Learn as much as you can, and be really open-minded also. So, open-minded to criticism, whatever. Even if, a lot of people on the court, you guys probably experience it when you're telling your partner, a little bit of strategy, and then they go, don't tell me what to do. I know how to play.
Oh.
That's the closed-minded player. Me, I was totally open-minded, with people, their criticism and how I played on the court. So follow the passion, learn from a lot of people. And pickleball is so social also. So, it's the connections and everything that you meet. And just enjoy the ride also.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. The sociability of it and the ability to skill, like just in our little neighborhood that we've created a little league for, and that we have kind of scaled through Score Pickleball and the app and stuff like that. I have like 50 new friends of every different generation that there is,
yep.
which is awesome. And everybody kind of plays in their own ways, and that's okay. It's fun to try different types of pickleball formats, different places to play. We have a park that's, right off the lake. We have another park that's, somewhere else. There's different open facilities. As a rock and roll guy, I got to ask you one more question about it. Do you play music? Because I know that's kind of like a hot button topic in pickleball. Do you come out there with a speaker and you play your rock and roll music and play, or do you go out there and just focus on the game?
No, I want my walk-on music. I'm always picking different walk-on music. I think all the pickleball players, when they get introduced, they should have walk-on music, just like baseball players.
Yeah, the batter going up. I got to think about that. That's a good idea. I'll think about it by the end of this podcast and know what my walk-up song is. So the real reason
we're to the bone.
Yeah, exactly.
To the bone.
I don't know if I can live up to that. Maybe I don't know if at 3.75 Ari Wagner needs to be coming out to bat to the bone.
Yeah, bad to the bone.
But for our viewers and our audience that might not be familiar, I know you're growing something special. And when I first talked to you about it, I thought it was special. And I want to be part of it and things of that nature with Score Pickleball and just recreationally and for myself competitively. So why don't you tell everybody what exactly is the USA National Pickleball League, and what does a membership include, and what does all that look like?
Well, yeah, the league that I run is called NPL, yep. National Pickleball League, and I call it the official NPL, National Pickleball League, because there is another league that's calling themselves NPL, and I actually have the rights to the name, and we're in litigation right now. There's a whole big, and I know one of the guys very well that is doing this other NPL. I taught him how to play pickleball, and they're being stubborn about it, which is very unfortunate. And they keep continuing, and the longer it goes on, it's going to be the worse for them. Yep. Put it that way. So, but my league is I started. When I did music, I knew fan clubs and stuff like that. I was very business-minded and entrepreneur. I have this entrepreneur spirit. And I ran Rock Soldiers, Ace Frehley with Kiss and everything. And Kiss was the biggest marketing band in the world. Mm-hmm. And I worked with Ace Frehley for years, best friends with him for 10 years. And I took that model, and so to speak, and applied it to the National Pickleball League, the one I'm running right now. And I just want everybody, any pickleball player, to join the NPL, and we just make your rec games count. The model is very, very simple. Everybody plays every day, right? I just want to make your scores count, put your scores in the NPL instead of just doing a recreational thing, and make it count towards something. So that's pretty much the model. And we're in our second season. So the first season was a smash hit. We had 8 different states, and we had 2 players from each state coming in, and it's a round robin format. Awesome. So you can play with anybody, as many games as you want. It's very, it's not that structured like all these other leagues and tournaments. You know,
Yeah,
you
we
need
love
a
round
teammate.
robins. Yeah, Score Pickleball has an 8-player round robin that I was telling you about. That just for the first 7 games, everybody plays with everybody once, and then the 8th and final game, it takes the first place and the third place statistical performers of that event and pairs them against 2 and 4 for a championship match, and then just so everybody plays 8 games. The Score Pickleball app will pair 5 and 7 with the 6th and 8th place people to kind of wrap that ship up. And then when you close that event, what it does is it sends everybody a statistical overview of how you performed. It gives everybody like an event. If you won the event, you get the event gold medal. If you were the winning team in that final 8th game, you get the team badge and stuff like that. So I know when we talked before, there was a lot of synergies there, which is exciting to me that other people are having these same ideas. I'm sure you felt excited that I was having that same similar idea, because if that's something that can scale, then it's good to be part of that and good to expose people from a mass audience to be able to try that format out.
Yeah, and we did scale it from last year, and the first place winner last year, we had an NPL belt.
Yes, sir. I love that.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Angelo Rossetti won it and won a trip to Cuba.
Yes, there we go.
To play pickleball in Cuba, yeah. So I actually went last November with 12 people. We all went to Cuba, and we started playing pickleball down there. And I was in touch with a couple of people in Cuba, and they can't leave the country, and they have a hard time down there, with the Cuban government. And then I met so many friends down there. It was awesome, and I brought down $2,000 worth of Slam Master equipment for all the kids there. It was
awesome.
Really cool.
There we go.
So we donated a bunch of stuff. Had a blast. I got to play pickleball against the Davis Cup winner, the Cuban Davis Cup winner, who won in tennis, and he started playing pickleball. And I hate to say winning and losing, I actually beat him.
There we go. Yes, sir.
I beat this Davis Cup winner, but he didn't know pickleball totally, and it did. And I always say it doesn't transfer totally from tennis to pickleball, really competitive guy too. He's a really good guy. And he got addicted to pickleball also. Yeah. And I got to mention another. I do a lot of name dropping. Belinda Bencic. I don't know if you know who Belinda Bencic is. She won in Japan gold in the Olympics in Japan for tennis. And Coach Z and I had an event where we taught her how to play pickleball. And I gave her a Slam Master, and I did this video of me showing the Slam Master, and she's looking at it going, I can't do that. And I had an Olympic gold medalist say she couldn't do. I said, you will be able to do it. And she goes, I can't do it right now. Yeah. I don't want to embarrass myself. So it was really cool. That was cool.
You talked a little bit about the 8-man round robin, and that's our roots. That's how we started, and that's the whole reason we started this Score Pickleball app, is because Ari was literally making Excel files, and I was going in and helping him with the formulas to do it on a weekly basis so that we could essentially make it work perfectly. And now we're doing it on an automated process. But maybe could you explain to us a little bit more how each of these NPL events works, and maybe how you plan on branding this and scaling it into the future?
Yeah, well, we're up to the NPL model is make your rec games count. So I'm playing tonight, and then we're playing. They have like a little NPL night at Pickleball America in Stanford. It was a big mall, and they have like 17 courts there, 18 courts, and people just play their rec games, and we put our scores in. So any player, any skill level could play any skill level, any age during this season, and our NPL season runs from April all the way to September, and you just want points. That so the league encourages playing as much as you can.
Yep.
And then when we get to playoffs, that's when we start dividing people into their ranking, their skill level, and age, and things like that. And then we go to a state playoff, and then to a national championship. Which
so throughout the season, do you have like a standings leaderboard where you're doing like net rating plus minus points scored versus points against, win percentage? Yep. What do you guys have going on? Because in our league in Score Pickleball, so you can scale leagues like this on Score Pickleball as well, which is awesome, which is exciting. You can play as many games as you want, and then individually you rank on it. based upon the 8-player round robins. We're playing on Thursday, and we're doing 4 different MLP style events. So it's team format, but each individual is going to have those metrics rate and score to their league standings. Sometimes if we have a lot of players, we'll build out a ladder. Sometimes if you have a little amount of people, you just do a little 4-player round robin. So it's fun. You can just, like you said, we just want, that's why I wanted to have you on here, because your core values of making your recreational games count is so on brand with what we're doing, and it's perfectly synergized that it's just good to get people from us talking about it for your brand and for you talking about it on our podcast as well, to get people to understand that this really does exist out there. You don't have to just go to the courts and play some arbitrary games. Like when I play on the Score Pickleball app, I'll play. I'll go home, I'll take a shower, and then I'll lay down and take a look at the app and see statistically how I'm performing or when my next matchups are. Or maybe I played with somebody that I had never played with before, and I can reconnect with them, build my community. So I'm assuming that's similar to what your scale is as well, right? That's kind of how you're looking to scale this, just all communities all over the planet, because we're getting global, right? If we want to be in the Olympics here sometime soon, speaking of, your Olympic friend, the Olympics going on right now, the sport really has to globalize, and that's going to be the recreational matches are going to bore the fruit of professional style players, Olympic style players. That's where everybody starts. It's like Little League Baseball going into the Major League Baseball, right? That's how you start.
It. Yeah, I look at this as like a farm team type of thing, and see where the talent comes out of. There's a lot of really good, talented pickleball players out there, but they don't have the opportunity or the time or the job. They either have jobs or whatever. There's people just as good as the Ben Johns, Colin Johns, and the Ignatowicz and things like that. Just in every pocket, I call them in pockets in different areas, and you'll see that talent there. But I think with my league, you get an opportunity that you don't have an opportunity to travel or spend the money that you have to do with pickleball to get into APP tour, PPA tour, all these tours and stuff like that. It costs a lot of money, and everybody has that dream of getting a sponsor to pay for them to get around and get noticed as a player. So, and I'm friends with all these guys. I'm friends with Kyle Yates and Rob Cassidy. All the pickleball, the past generation, and they're in their late 20s now, 30s, and then you got the younger guys following through, and then they're going to make more money as it goes along. And these guys, paid the dues of a past generation and things like that. Yeah. So with NPL, I want to see hidden talent out there in different pockets in different areas, and it's out there. It's really cool. Yeah,
that's a fun way to grow the sport too. And if you look at traditional sports, baseball, basketball, stuff like that's kind of how they began. But then you kind of scale, and alongside the NPL, you're also the president of the Pickleball Television Network. And obviously getting eyes on something is so valuable. I mean, the NBA just signed a massive lucrative deal where they're splitting their time between ABC and Disney, NBC and Amazon, right? So this sort of structure and this sort of space in the sport of pickleball is so brand new. So could you give us an idea, Pickleball Television Network, what can fans expect to see on your channel? And then where can they find it?
Yeah, we'll just go to pickleballtelevisionnetwork.com. And you can see it right on your computer, right on your phone.
Perfect.
And then it's on Roku, Apple TV, and Verizon. So it's you pretty much have access to that channel. And what that channel wants to do is highlight how I got the job. Was the Jack Marafi and Mike Wiles got in touch with me and said, we want to broadcast MPL games. Just go out there and broadcast games. I said, well, I want to do a little much further with the network, because, you have ESPN, they broadcast games. It's really fun to watch games, but I want to make it all pickleball, all entertainment, just like what you guys are doing. I love to broadcast what you guys are doing on the Pickleball Television Network. I want to aggregate the best talent out there and the most entertaining people, and do clinics on the Pickleball Television Network. Even comedy, and skits and stuff like that. And then highlight players that we meet along. not just watch, how many times do we want to watch, nothing against Ben Johns, but how many times you want to watch him win, right? Which is cool, but I want to do it much more. And that's what we're doing with the Pickleball Television Network. We're going to expand with that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So something we did recently, I don't know if you saw last week or the week before that, we did the Score Pickleball Showdown in Grand Rapids. We had 7 owners, GMs, and we had a pro play with us. And essentially we did it MLP style. And we're wondering, are things like that something that could be relevant for your network? Are these things going to be on your network? Like, what kind of future do you see for stuff like that with collaborations?
Yeah, I don't know if you I love this show. I don't know if you guys remember it or whatever. There was a show called Joe's versus Pros.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool. So everybody aspires, like, they think, oh, I could play pro. I could play, especially, football and baseball and everything. And people don't realize when you're at that pro level, you have no idea what professional level sport is like, as opposed to, recreational play and stuff like that. So a couple of guys are doing it, getting guys that like 3-0, 3-5 players and then playing against, I actually got to play with Colin Johns. I sent you the video. Yeah. And get to play that level, and then you'll see how much better these guys are and how precise they are with their shots and the speed and the strategy and the talent that's out there. It's amazing. I mean, Anna Lee Waters is an amazing player. She's really instinctive, and people don't realize how good she is. And young, and her pickleball instinct is amazing. So, shows like that, like Joe's versus Pros type of deal. I'm open to any ideas, whatever. I love, do you know Evan? The guy that does the comedy little skits?
Not sure. I'd have to look into it. Is he what platform is he on?
He's hilarious. He's really talented, a really talented, funny guy. And then you have the family, I forgot the name of the family there. Began with an H.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, they're really talented too. They do rap videos and stuff like that, and they're really good. But there's so much out there. You got to weed out, and get good talent out there, and then sign them up for a Pickleball Television Network, and then get a bigger format to broadcast in entertainment.
You're right. It's crazy. Tony and I recently went to the Beer City Open for the Major League Pickleball event, and it was in Grand Rapids. We're from Metro Detroit, so we drove a couple hours, down I-94 to get over that way. And the one thing that I went to my first Major League Pickleball event, trying to figure out if I could tell the difference, was how much better are these players, these professional players, than the high-level skilled players that, obviously they're way better than me, but than the high-level skilled players that I've seen play in my local neighborhood. And I was happy to say that it was a sizable difference. The high-level players that I've seen recreationally play or on the amateur level, these professional players will wax these guys, right? And that was really exciting to see, because from a sport that's brand new, that's growing, things of that nature. You hear stories from back in the day in the 50s when Bill Russell and Bob Cousy and those guys, what they would do, you're from the Eastern Seaboard, what they'd do is they'd go up and down and play all the firehouses and the police houses, beat them by 100 points, so that those people knew that, oh, wow, these are professional players. I should get season tickets. I should take my kid to see this stuff. And so when I went to the MLP, to the Beer City Open, and watched, like you said, James Ignatowicz, Anna Lee Waters, Staxrud and Tyson McGuffin play with each other, Anna Bright, all these players, all these really great players right now, the level that they're at is totally different. So that's exciting to see. But it's also, like you said, from the recreational side, that's one of my favorite parts about pickleball is you can find yourself. I'm maybe a 375-40 player. If I play with 375-40 people, I'm feeling like I'm a pro. That's the most exciting thing is whatever barometer of competition you're playing at, that's what it is. So is Pickleball Television Network, and also like the National Pickleball League, is that designed more for those recreational players that are finding those like skill barometers of play, and you can get some great professional quality points out of that? Obviously the level's way different from the pro side, but you're getting that competition, right? So is that what you see for your organization?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I started National Pickleball League, it was for the recreational player and people that are, the people that just play on Sunday and just I call it, play patty cake with each other. They might not be interested, but there's a lot of people are very, very competitive. Like you guys, probably sign up for a tournament every time a tournament's coming around or something like that. That's what NPL is going after, is that, people that are competitive, having fun, and the fun factor of it. I lost my train of thought for a second there because I veered off a little bit. With NPL, it's more for the rec player, and the Pickleball television network is geared to all the recreational, I call them pickleball junkies, the addicts, pickleball addicts, which there's so many in America. The sport fools you, and that's what I wanted to hit on. The sport kind of, the game of pickleball kind of fools you of, you could get good really fast. Everybody could get good. And then to get those, from 3-0, 3-5 to 4-0 to 4-5 to 5-0, is like these hurdles that you have to go through. Mm-hmm. And it's a matter of playing. I coach, I teach. I that's one of the other things I do, is I coach at one of the most prestigious country clubs in the whole United States. It's called Old Oaks Country Club, and it's in Westchester County, New York. It's a really prestigious club.
Well, you'll have to invite us out there. We'll wear our best clothes just to keep you impressed. But you got to get us an invite out there. We'll have a few cocktails out there with you afterwards too, and we'll chop it up with the local.
I'm wearing all white when I go there. Yeah, wearing all white, and they built 4 dedicated pickleball courts, and they're all like all the tennis people converting over to pickleball. Yep. So I'm the pickleball pro there, and I teach and I coach there, which is very rewarding also. So I also tell people, if you want to get really good with pickleball, get certified PPR, IPTPA, and teach. And the moment you're teaching pickleball, a lot of epiphanies come with your own game, because you're expressing strategy. You're not just mentally keep it in your head and just playing. And the moment you're showing somebody else, you're reaffirming your abilities and playing and stuff like that. So when I'm teaching my strategies and things like that, and adjusting to other players, it made my game so much better. That's why all the pros, a majority of pros, they teach. And that's where they kind of make their money also. When the money wasn't there from pickleball, they were making money coaching and teaching, the game. Yeah. So you'll see all these pros doing clinics. I mean, everybody. And some of them I call meet and greets. And then the other ones, there's really good teachers also. Yeah. So just because you're a good player doesn't mean you're a good teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one.
So the way I like to think about it, Ari and I we're also people. We also do this. We also do that. You obviously do a lot of things. So finding balance in all of that. How do you work to find balance between the NPL and like Pickleball Television Network and coaching and running whatever you're doing at the country club? How do you find balance with that?
Ask my better half. I'm busy. So I'm burning the candle on both ends and the middle.
Yeah, there you go.
But I get it done. I'm getting it done, and I got good people around me. That's another thing. If people from your previous question, have any advice for people, surround yourself with really good people. So, and with my NPL, the National Pickleball League, I have 58 ambassadors across the country, NPL ambassadors, and they're the ones organizing locally. So I don't have to organize everywhere across the whole United States. I'm organizing the ambassadors, and then they're organizing in their areas, which is really cool. And I surrounded myself with really good people with the Slam Master.
Nice.
was
There we go. That's actually my
Coach Z.
next question. Keep that up right now. That's my next question.
Yeah.
So tell our audience about your Slam Master and what inspired you to create that pickleball practice paddle, because we definitely weren't going to bury that lead on you, Gordon. I know you wanted to bring that up, and that's a beautiful thing right there, man. I love that thing. Talk us more about that.
Well, if you want to go in a timeline, it was me playing pickleball, and then I invented the Slam Master. and it's really cool. It took me a while to make, and the cord is the key. The cord was the key, the correct tension on the cord, and it took a while to really suss it out and make this product, one of the best training aids you'll ever get. So with the Slam Master, it's a ball attached to a cord, and you can practice your dinks, drive shots, volleys. The volleys are the best. I love doing it because it makes my hands super quick at the kitchen line. So this product, this really advanced my game, because I use it as a coaching tool also, because I could hand the Slam Master to somebody and I could correct all their mechanics immediately. So when you're doing, and I love handing the Slam Master to a beginner, because then they get all the correct mechanics, and everybody wants to start out and they're bangers.
That's right.
They're bang, bang, bang.
Especially coming from tennis, man. Every tennis player just rips it at the backboard every single time.
And that's what the Slam Master does the most for tennis players, is correct that big swing.
Yep.
I always tell them, you don't bring the paddle past your hip.
Yep, shorten up.
All the shots are all out front, and you're guiding the ball and everything. The moment you start doing that big tennis swing, the Slam Master won't allow you to do it.
Well,
So
don't tell them that too much, Gordon, because anytime somebody puts the paddle past their hip, I just get out of the way so they don't put it on my body, and I let them hit it out every time.
It's that double backhand, just slammer.
You're giving up my tells. You're giving up my tells. I need those.
Yeah, that's it. That's the tell. Yeah. Or it goes driven into the net, or out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See you later.
So you've been doing this for a while. We've been doing this for probably not as long as you. But do you have any memorable, what would be one of your most memorable moments that you've had on this journey of yours?
Memorable moments is, and there's a bunch, but going to Delray Beach with Coach Z, and then we set up the Slam Master booth the first year try to sell the paddles. And all the pros walked by my booth and they laughed at me. Nice. They were laughing. They were like, look at that stupid, goofy thing, right? And they were like, that's dumb. That's dumb. And then the next year, Scott Moore came up to the booth. Yeah, you guys know Scott Moore, right? #1 senior player in the whole United States. He's got more medals, and he just got inducted into the Pickleball Hall of Fame.
Yep, I saw that actually. Congratulations to him. Yeah, that's awesome.
Scott Moore. So Scott Moore came up. This is a memorable time. As Scott came up to the booth and he goes, "I saw this thing last year. I didn't have time. I said, let me check it out." I go, "All right, great." He starts hitting it, and I start doing volleys, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do the volleys, right? And then I said, no, start off with ground strokes and things like that. I know people have to see it visually, what I'm describing here. And then Scott goes, let's go around back. I don't want to do it in front of everybody because I'm looking kind of goofy here. I go, yeah. We did it for about 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes. And then he says, all right, I have to go to a game, a match now. He goes, I'll come back. Don't worry. I go, all right, cool. He comes back and he's got the gold medal on.
Nice.
He goes, give me that thing. I won on volleys, against the other team. I was so focused. I think your paddle did it. Right?
Nice.
I go, you kidding? He goes, let me really try this thing out. You're onto something. So Scott, I gave him the paddle and everything, and he took it for like a month and a half, and then he called me up. He goes, I want to endorse your product. This thing's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great moment. Other great moments is playing against Kyle Yates. A little challenge thing that was cool.
Pros versus Joes. You were the Joe in that situation, I take
I was the Joe. Yep. And I beat him on a point, and I was so proud of myself. I go, I beat the great Kyle Yates a point, right? And then Colin John stayed at my house. That was
Awesome.
great. He stayed here for a week, and he was doing clinics in my area.
Cool.
And I ended up doing a clinic with him and coaching alongside with him and everything. And then I said, Colin, you owe me games. We got to play, And we did it with the Rossetti brothers, Angelo, who won the NPL championship. So they're great 5-0 players, right? Angelo and his twin brother, Ettore, great, wonderful people. I love these guys. And we ended up playing with Colin Johns and playing a bunch of games. And Angelo and I squeaked a win out against his brother and Colin Johns.
Nice.
So I kind of brag. I beat Colin Johns. But, he was tired. I'm sure he wasn't playing 100%, but I still beat him.
There we go. Put it in. Every game counts, right? Yeah. Every rec game counts.
Yeah.
Give us a sneak peek.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah. I ended up going to the Cuba trip because of pickleball. I just recently went to Helsinki, Finland.
Oh, cool.
Doing a rock and roll thing. I was doing a autograph signing, and there was a concert and everything. And I did all this signing, but I brought Phil Heyman with me, Phil works with PPR. And Phil and I know I was going to Helsinki, but I found the pickleball ambassador of Helsinki, and Phil and I started doing clinics over in Helsinki. I didn't care about the rock and roll thing, signing autographs. I said, I found pickleball in Helsinki, and I became friends with a bunch of great pickleball people over in Helsinki. It was really cool. Sorry, there's so many more memories that could go down memory lane.
No, I love it. Yeah, I mean, this would be a shorter segment if you were a rock and roll pot smoker, but since you never have, I mean, you got all. Yeah, this is a dangerous question for you, man. We thought we'd get one memory out of you, but we. I love it, man. Pickleball's the best, brother. It does. It creates so many fantastic memories, and even looking ahead into the future and just understanding like all these new relationships you're building, this business you're building, the leagues that you're building, the TV network, everything that you're doing, it just, like you said, you're burning the wick at every end of the candle, and you're doing everything like that, but it's creating joy in your life, and it's repurposing something that you didn't even know was a sport when you first heard of it, like pickleball. My brother asked me, same sort of a story. My brother asked me to drill pickleball with him because he was joining a tournament. I looked at him like he had like a malfunction in his sentence. I didn't even know what he was talking about. And it's just so exciting to be part of this. So give us a sneak peek into any upcoming projects that you might have. I mean, you got a practice paddle, you got a TV network, you got leagues going on, you got, autograph signings in Helsinki, right? For rock and roll that transitions into pickleball. What can we expect out of you here in the near future?
No, I was asked to go to Vietnam, and Coach Z, the guy that works with me with the Slam Master, he's going with Trang. Trang Nguyen, Nguyen. She's from Vietnam, and she lives in Philadelphia. Amazing singles player. She's and I went down to Philadelphia. I played I like playing doubles. I'm not a singles player. And she finally got me on the court. She goes, let's play some singles. And I go, I suck at singles. I don't like it. It's more, it's tennis when you're playing singles full court.
Oh, it's a workout,
Pickleball.
Man. It's tough.
She crushed me 11-0, killed me 11-0. And I was like, you got to be. And then after she killed me 11-0, I said, all right, let's play another game. And then I ended up scoring 5 points.
Nice.
And she killed me 11-5.
Yeah.
I go, another game. And I was determined, right? And then I got to the point where the third or fourth game, I got to 11-9.
Nice.
And then she came up to me and she said, you can play singles because you're figuring it out. I didn't know the singles strategy.
Yep, a totally different game.
But she's a really good player. But she's going to Vietnam with Coach Z, and I was invited, but I'm so busy here. And they're doing a 3-week trip. I couldn't go away for 3 weeks to Vietnam. I wish I could, but on the forefront is NPL, National Pickleball League. I haven't even begun to advertise because of the confusion with the other league. And once that gets straightened out and the name gets straightened out, and they have to change their name to their league. And I suggested so many names for them, and I wish they listened to me. And once that's figured out, then I'm going out full out advertising. I have right now 1,700 enlisted players in the NPL right now without advertising, just word of mouth. So we have 1,700 and growing every day. I got 5, 10 people joining every day. And I have over 2,500 people on the Facebook page for the National Pickleball League. And I have 5,000 people signed up for NPL on Team Reach. There's a one Team Reach group with 5,000 people on it.
So what's going to be the best way for our viewers and listeners to find you then, whether it's MPL or Pickleball Television Network? What is right now the best avenue for people to get to you?
Just go to the website, usa-npl.com, and you could join the league for free. Nice. There's a free membership and a paid membership. So the paid membership is $99. That's the retail thing. You could get discount codes and stuff. I'll give you guys a discount code.
There we go. Shout out. You get free discount code here, right? Not free, but only here. Discount code only here for the NPL. Let's go.
There you go. So people can join for free and try it out, and they end up loving it, and then they end up paying because you get all the perks with it. Then you're eligible to play in the playoffs and the championship, and then you get all the sponsors discount codes, and we do raffles and things like do giveaways. And we got tremendous prizes. Like last year, the first place prize was a trip to Cuba. We didn't even assign a first place prize this year yet. We're in them halfway through the season already. We for sponsors, to kick up their stuff. For me to grow NPL, that's where I'm heading towards right now. And then stepping up my advertising with the Slam Master, which I've sold close to 10,000 units right now, and wow. I've actually had Shark Tank get in touch with me.
Very cool. Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Well, Mark Cuban, I think, owns I think he's part owner of one of the MLP teams, maybe the Dallas Flash,
the
potentially.
MLP stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously there's a correlation there.
Yeah, and I'm good friends with Rick Barry. I don't know if you guys know Rick,
the basketball player.
Basketball player.
Heck yeah.
Rick Barry,
legend.
Great pickleball player.
Yeah, he's a big pickleball player.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. Yep. That's beautiful. I'm a basketball slappy. That's where I started my fandom of all sports. So yeah, Rick Barry, legendary basketball player. Love Rick Barry's game.
So I've been friends with Rick for a while, and then I finally went to Florida. There was a golf expo, and they featured pickleball in this big giant golf thing. And then I finally got to hang out with Rick, and Rick was great because he was plugging the Pickleball Television Network, awesome. Along with Ben Johns and Jared Chirico and Sonny Tannen and all these great players. They support what I do, which is fantastic. Like I said, I love pickleball. It's so social. You meet so many great people, and I can't mention enough names on your show. Everybody's been fantastic with me. I love it.
Yeah, well, the only name we care about is Quad G Gordon, man. I really appreciate you having on you. I was telling Tony earlier today, one of my favorite lyrics, Lil Wayne lyric. I don't know if you know Lil Wayne. I know you're a rock and roll guy. You know Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
So my favorite lyric from him is real G's move in silence like lasagna. So you're a real G, Gordon. We appreciate you.
It's funny you mentioned that because lasagna is my favorite dish of all time.
There we go, my brother. There we go.
I'm a lasagna freak.
You got too many G's in your name. Why even say G in lasagna, right? Why even bother? Yeah. So we appreciate you having me on.
Rick Barry makes fun of my name on the Pickleball Television Network. He goes,
awesome.
The only guy I know who has so many G's in his name.
I love it. Well, National Pickleball League, Pickleball Television Network. Everybody, please go out there, support what he's doing. If you want to build a league in your area, you can use Score Pickleball. You can go to National Pickleball League. It's really fun to create leagues in pickleball. You'll build your community. You'll build your skill level. You'll build your competitive spirit. You can do it. You don't just have to go to the park and like you said, what'd you call them? What do you call the people that just slap around at the park?
Yeah, just
patty cakes, right? Yeah. You don't have to do any of that. You can actually join leagues. Find Gordon. He's available anywhere you want to look for him. We appreciate you having you on the show, brother.
Yeah. Thanks, Ari. And Tony, awesome show. I love it. And keep rocking.
Yeah,
Thanks,
God bless. Keep rocking. I like it.